footage has emerged proving WNBA referees definitely have an agenda against Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever.
Just like that, Cathy Engelbert, the WNBA, the team owners, the Players Association, in the split of an instance, all of it can change. In a split instance, all of it can change. If this injury does anything, it should be a wake-up call to the WNBA, the Players Association, the team owners, that just like that, all this fanfare, all this interest, all this newfound attention on the league can disappear.
The WNBA recently achieved the unimaginable by firing the commissioner. Their commissioner was dismissed. Yes, Cathy Engelbert is no longer there. That's what the rumors say, at least. Fans are incensed following one of the worst officiating disasters we've ever witnessed. Players and the league are speaking up. It's simply press the panic button firmly. This is the most outrageous part, though. They're searching for more than just a replacement. Rumor has it that they already have one locked in behind the scenes. And believe me, everyone will be shocked by this name. It is said to be a genuine basketball legend. Someone with extensive ties to the game, championship rings, and Hall of Fame status. Fans never anticipated seeing this person in the WNBA spotlight. If the rumors are accurate, this might be the most significant reorganization in league history. So stay tuned as we dissect every missed call, every controversy, and we'll disclose the precise person the WNBA hired to clean up this mess. It will shake the league as a whole. Spoiler alert.
Off right now, really didn't feel like making this video because what I just witnessed displayed on CBS was horrendous. These WNBA referees need to be fined. Something needs to happen. I mean, the lack of calls against the New York Liberties was at an all-time high, bro. I mean, if this was an NBA game, a lot of players would have been fouled out. A lot of players would have been in deep foul trouble. The way Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever was getting fouled, it was just hard to watch at times. Now, granted, they rallied back from a 15-1 lead. From a 15-point deficit. But, guys, I'm telling you right now, the referees are the storyline in this one, bro. And I told y'all, I stressed to y'all this offseason, I told y'all what it was. I say, if Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever be successful, the referees is going to try to derail it. And that's exactly what happened in this game, bro. They derailed them from beating the New York Liberty.
Let's go back in time. New York Liberty versus Indiana Fever. Playoff emotions, a sold-out crowd, and Caitlin Clark facing the defending champions. Everything was there for this game. National TV, high stakes, and hype. Instead of being the game of the year, it became a ref show. And not in a positive way. Something felt strange right away. Almost every time Caitlin Clark touched the ball, she was hacked. For a foul that essentially never occurred, Lexi Hall was whistled. The call that causes you to stop and wonder, are the referees watching the same game as us?
I am always dumbfounded by how many times they call fouls on screeners and how many illegal screens are set in the WNBA.
After the buzzer, Clark and Sophie Cunningham were enraged and chased down the official in an attempt to get an explanation, but the referee turned away, left, and refused to interact.
And you could sense it at that precise time.
This was more than just a difficult loss. That was the tipping point. Let's examine the figures. The Liberty made 32 free throws. The Fever are only 15. In a game that is determined by a few points, that is more than double.
Screening action down low. Clark has to get open. 1 second left.
Foul right there. Boom.
Clark doesn't get the shot off. Cloud locks her up. And New York comes into Indianapolis and takes the checkered flag.
Now, look, Natasha Cloud, and I made a video yesterday. I told y'all Natasha Cloud could possibly be the reason. I hope not, but she could possibly be the reason Caitlin Clark.
It's more than simply a statistic. It's the result. This is the worst part. This was not a unique instance. The Fever's free throw difference is -31 throughout the first part of the season. The enormity of Madison Square Garden is a warning sign. It's more than simply bad luck. It is systemic. Caitlin Clark more contact has been absorbed by Cathy Engelbert than any novice should ever experience. Do you recall how Kennedy Carter took her by surprise at the ball? Not on a basketball floor, but the type of hit you see in the NFL. What did the referees name it? A typical infraction. Just a shrug, no tech, no flagrant. It's more than simply bad officiating. That is endangering the safety of the players.
There could be an NBA referee scout at any high school game. And I know that that was something that was going viral on Twitter when we were talking about the referee.
The league declared that the referees from the Liberty Fever game had been suspended in response to the criticism. Although it seemed like accountability, an uncommon move, insiders swiftly put an end to that. Several stories claim that the commissioner, Kathy Angelbert, was not the one who made that choice. In fact, she was urged to step down quietly and informally as soon as the suspension was revealed. The referees weren't merely given a slap on the wrist. A full-fledged political power struggle ensued. After months of quiet from the top, executives and owners decided it was time to take action. And the situation reached a breaking point when Clark, the most well-known rookie in perhaps history, began to speak out. According to some, Angelbert was overlooked. Others claim that she long since lost the locker room. In any case, the WNBA was formally in damage management mode, and the commissioner was gone. It wasn't last week when this drama began. Let's review the previous WNBA final season. The WNBA finals were won by the Liberty. Excellent squad, gifted players, and worthy winners. However, Kathy Angelbert then enters the court in a Liberty Colors outfit, which is blue and black, to deliver the prize.
Indiana Fever star rookie Caitlin Clark was subject to several intentional fouls. Now, they also brought up Game 5 of the WNBA Finals. We actually made a whole video about that as well because there were some suspect calls at the end of that game, and a lot of people felt like the WNBA Finals were actually rigged because Kathy Angelbert was also wearing a dress that had the New York City skyline on it, so there was just a bunch of things that seemed kind of...
That situation. The Fever players are giving it their all in the meanwhile. Arenas are crowded with supporters. At last, the media is taking notice. However, it seemed like nobody had a plan at the top. This leads us to the actual problem. This league is expanding more quickly than it is changing, and that gap is beginning to appear. If Caitlin Clark hadn't been in the league, would any of this have occurred? Most likely not. Clark isn't your typical rookie. She is a marketing treasure trove and a ratings magnet. Millions of new admirers are joining her, filling arenas and increasing TV deals. And scrutiny accompanies that spotlight. It's trending when Clark gets struck without a whistle. Twitter erupts when the referees swallow their whistles, and she is taken down during a close game. When your league eventually receives mainstream attention, this is what takes place. Every error gets amplified. Every no-call turns into a news story. For this reason, it is imperative that you safeguard your stars. Now, let's talk about the media, the catastrophe of the media. Kathy Angelbert was questioned in an interview regarding the harmful aspects of fan conduct on social media, including the racism, misogyny, and homophobia directed toward Caitlin Clark, Angel Ree, and other athletes. She turned to marketing as her response, referred to it as a bird magic moment, claimed that rivalries were beneficial to business, thought the league was important because people cared, even if they were hateful. The backlash began. The remarks were criticized by Terry Jackson, executive director of the WNBA. She stated it clearly. The disgusting insults, racial remarks, and misogynistic assaults that our players are subjected to have no place in either sports or life. Alicia Clark, Kelsey Plum, and Brianna Stewart were among the vocalists. They claimed that Angelbert bungled it and missed the opportunity to condemn bigotry. She defended the brand rather than the league's principles. Here we are, then. At last, the WNBA is receiving national attention. There are more viewers than ever before. The arenas are full. The headlines are constantly changing. However, the foundation below is trembling even if the lights are bright. The officiating isn't working properly. The leadership has to be completely redesigned. And trust, let's face it, it's currently on the verge of collapse. Players are voicing their opinions. Coaches are becoming disillusioned. The difficult questions are being posed by fans. Additionally, the league cannot afford to remain silent. And here's the thing. It took place during that difficult matchup with the Liberty. The one where every time she touched the ball, she was being flattened, pushed, and banged. More punishment, no protection, and no whistle. Game after game, Caitlin she informed the team after the game that her leg hurt, and they had her checked out. Quad strain was confirmed by MRI. Furthermore, this differs from the preseason. This is brand new. Coach Stephanie White stated unequivocally that they will handle her with caution. Very cautious, since they are aware of her significance to this league and this club. You see, ever since training camp, Caitlin has been working through issues. Due to some discomfort, she even skipped her first preseason game. But it's serious now. They must now stop her and give her time to recover. Not to be overlooked is what she has been doing on the court. Either 19 points, 6 rebounds, or more than 9 assists per game. In Indiana, she is in charge. She is currently sidelined, maybe for 4 games in a row. This is significant for the whole WNBA, not just the Fever. The league feels different without Caitlin on the court. She contributes the highlights, the energy, and the focus. You can already sense the drop-off without her. The question now is, how does the Fever go away? When their leader is not there, who takes over? Can the league maintain this momentum in the absence of its brightest star? I hope Caitlin returns soon, healthy, and prepared to go. However, the WNBA simply become much more unpredictable up until that point. Okay, let's get back to our conversation. Let's now discuss the name behind the scenes that has everyone talking. The name that keeps coming up in front office whispers, group chats, and messages throughout the league. Who will take over and tidy up this mess? Who has the courage, influence, and foresight to lead the WNBA out of scandal and back into the public eye for the right reasons? According to a number of reports, the WNBA is looking for more than a replacement. They are making a significant power move. They want to introduce a revolutionary idea. Someone who lives basketball, not just understands it, someone who is respected as soon as they enter the room. Bird, Larry. You heard correctly, Larry Bird. Larry Bird, that one day an NBA Hall of Famer and Indiana great. The man who revolutionized the game's play had a basketball IQ and ice in his veins. He is more than just a former athlete. A straight shooter who produced championship teams with the Indiana Pacers. He is a cultural icon who knows what it means to be a true leader both on and off the court. Furthermore, the WNBA is not merely attempting to fix a PR disaster if this rumor turns out to be accurate. They are attempting to change the entire story. This has nothing to do with damage control. It's about making a new beginning with a face that supporters are familiar with and trust. Because, let's face it, nothing conveys our seriousness like assigning Larry Bird to restore the league's reputation. Consider Larry Bird as the commissioner. Really, pause for a moment and visualize that. This isn't merely a publicity stunt. Larry freaking Bird is here. A man who has gained the respect of almost everyone in the basketball community, constructed teams, guided franchises, won MVP awards, and won championships. He has influence.
There's no question about that.
More than that, though, he provides a presence that the league is sorely lacking at the moment. He won't be a silent leader who nods courteously and signs documents. Number Bird is devoted to basketball. A man who has served in the front lines. He understands what grinding is. He is a capable leader. More significantly, he is skilled at listening to coaches, players, and supporters. He has played through unfair calls, therefore he understands fairness. He has defined greatness, therefore he knows what it is. He knows what a league ought to represent. And he doesn't hesitate to point out what's flawed. You can anticipate changes as soon as Larry Bird takes over, not a year from now. Check for stricter officiating requirements. Definitely more consistent and clear guidelines. You'd better believe it's a genuine strategy to shield players from needless hits and dirty plays. Lastly, responsibility at the highest level. No more evading the difficult questions or hiding behind evasive replies. Politics is not Larry's thing. He's a basketball player. Well, image that. Larry Bird entering that office, taking up the phone, and informing the league as a whole that the WNBA is starting a new chapter and that things are going to get serious. What do you think, then? Is Larry Bird the WNBA solution? Or is this just another uncontrollable gossip in a league? Tell me in the comments below. Click like, subscribe, and enable notifications. Because this WNBA season just moved from crazy to historic if this story is true.